Hello and welcome back everyone to Bring Back TV, and this is the series as usual that we'll be tracking and experimenting on the strategy that I showed to you guys in the first episode of this series. And we're just going to continue on from where we left off by completing 3 spins as usual for the day and not going above that limit, sticking to our strategies and being very strict when it comes to money management, because as you know, the strategy is an inverse risk reward, which means I risk a lot more on the table than what I get back in return at any given spin. So we're very critical with how we manage the fund and how we record our results and make sure that we're on top of the game every day as we go along with this. Now I'm just going to click on the platform and get the roulette board up and running, and we're doing these on the live roulette. As I mentioned before, I will be bringing back the virtual roulette results as well to continue that from where we left off. So before we record that spin, I'm just gonna fill out the spreadsheet like I do every day in front of you guys, so you know exactly where I am and know that this isn't made up. So today is day 10 of the experiment. Today's date is the 24th of the 1st, 2020. And we're doing 3 spins today. As you can see, 24's down here. Open PNL is £53. Like I said before, I'm using a sequence of numbers as displayed here. The ones in green are the ones already on the platform, yet to fill out the rest of the numbers left out on here, but I'll be carrying on with those until I do complete that, and we'll take it from there really. So we'll jump back straight into the platform and just carry on from where we left off, guys. I'll just put the sound back on and make this full screen. Right. We'll go after the spin. But guys, again, this is just a strategy and a system that I employ, and the fact is I don't like losing money. I don't know anyone out there that really enjoys losing money, but what I'm trying to do here is create a system where it takes the subjectivity out of the choices you make when you spin, because when you put subjectivity in it, what tends to happen is you kind of lose your cool after a while, really, guys. You tend to lose your cool. And when you lose your cool, it's not the best of situations to be in, especially when you're trying to make money in the process. So that's what we're trying to do here, is take away that subjectivity. Just spin the wheel. If you lose the spin and you move on to the next spin. And we'll see what happens with this one. We've left out 27 and 35 for the spin. Hopefully that's what we hit. Let's see what happens when the ball drops. So we've got 16 red. I'm going to go with 9 and 17 for the next spin. Alright. We'll see what happens. Just bear with me, guys. I get distracted trying to concentrate on what's actually going on, so I don't like saying too much when the spin's going on, just so I can actually focus on what the outcome of the spin would be. So we have 36 red. I'm gonna go with 27 and 35 again, guys. For the third and final spin for today, we're going to try and keep these videos really short and precise, except from the days when I feel like I need to give you guys some words of wisdom to try and push through to what you need to do next to develop on how to manage money and not fall into this general public of what everyone else seems to be doing. which is just throwing their money down the drain every single day without no sort of rhyme or rhythm with what they're doing. So we've completed our 3 spins today, guys. We've got a balance of 53.60. I'm just gonna stop this and fill out the spreadsheet. F11. Alright, 53.60 we have as the balance. And we made 60p again today. Now the reason this figure is little again is because I'm using this as an experimental phase, just to understand if the system genuinely does work in comparison to a virtual roulette machine where there is no dealer and where the actual math behind what's going on isn't down to the fact that there's a mechanical wheel and a ball spinning on the wheel. That's just not what happens in a virtual roulette. They give off the impression of that's what's happening because that's what you see on the screen, but in reality there's an algorithm behind the scenes actually spitting out random numbers for you guys. And guess what? Why is it that most of your losses, when you think about when you lose on a virtual roulette board without a dealer, why is it when you lose it normally lands on next to the neighbors of the most bet you have on a table? Say for instance you have 15 covered in a bunch of that amount to something quite significant. It usually comes in neighbors to it because they're trying to entice you to come in for the next spin and then next spin. So what the algorithm will do is it will spit out a number every now and again that's far away from next to neighbors, but eventually, or 9 times out of 10 or however much out of 10, it will spit out a figure next to neighbors to the most significant bet that you have on the table. So that's what I'm trying to clarify here with these experiments. I'm going to go on to do some more stuff on the virtual roulette. I will be bringing some episodes on me trying to visit this system in a casino, which I've tried before, but we'll try and do a few. And also, guys, just to let you know, I'm thinking of bringing out a new series. I know this channel isn't just about betting. This is just to give you an investment idea of how to approach betting if you were to systematically do it and want to become some sort of professional bettor. Now, the series I'll be introducing soon is going to be following sort of the same system I'm using in this strategy here, but we're going to scale it up a slight bit. A tad bit. What we're going to do is we're going to experiment on all these platforms that I've showed you here. I will be putting a slightly significant more amount in each of these platforms, and I'm going to create a portfolio of betting using the same strategies on all these different platforms, and trying to, at the end of each month, purchase some shares in my portfolio. I have an ISA open at the moment. For those of you who don't know what an ISA is, that's some sort of a tax-free investment investments that the government has set up for you to sort of invest up to £20,000 in a given year tax-free, and whatever gains you get from that are tax-free also. So that's what I'm going to try and attempt to do in the episodes I'll be bringing to you guys. Is I'm going to gather this data and then try and combine that into different platforms, do the same thing on a day-to-day basis, and try and turn a profit at the end of the month, to which I will then try and translate into a portfolio of stocks in this stock market. So if that's of interest to you guys, and that's what if that makes any sense to you guys, then feel free to join, subscribe and like my videos, and I'll be bringing you more content as time goes on. But in any case, the idea is to sort of generate some free cash, if that's what you're going to call it, to then use your free cash to turn into soldiers in the stock market and try and generate some money, buy some shares, and eventually start getting somewhere with that funds, if that's something that's possible. So that's a series that we'll be following in this, and yeah, that's where we're going to leave it today, guys. Join me tomorrow for more episodes of this, and if you like what you see, do subscribe and share, and leave some comments if you have anything to say about what I'm doing here. Thanks for joining me today, and see you guys tomorrow.